Today's video, I'm going to be showing you 4 DIY graduation cap designs. I love all of the different decorations people come up with, and I thought I'd show you 4 pretty easy designs. I tried to make them as easy as possible. I don't think you should be stressed out about one more thing when it comes to graduation. I think you should just be done at that point. There's zero stress. So I made it easiest for you as possible. And without further ado, let's get into it. So first we have this beautiful thing. Isn't it gorgeous? For all my girls who love the sparkle, this is for you. This took me about 10 minutes to make. So not hard at all. So for this first one, I'm going to show you how I cut out the right size and everything for the cap, and then for the rest of them I'm just going to be showing you how you do the designs. When it comes to cutting out the paper for the cap, it can be kind of tricky because you have to center a little hole right in the middle that's the perfect size so there's not any extra fabric showing. So I kind of played around with some ways to cut it out and have it be as close as possible to the right size, and I messed up twice. So 2 of the graduation caps were you could see a little bit of fabric, but that's okay. It's okay because I learned, and you can learn from my mistake. But basically what I did was I took some clear tape and I pulled out just a little piece and I folded it up to a pretty small square. Then I put the piece of tape lightly right in the middle of the little button. Then I hovered over the piece of paper to line it up with one point, so I would only have to cut out half of the cap and I could have a smooth line for at least 2 sides. I wouldn't have to worry about it so much. And then once I lined up everything, I kind of pushed down hard on the piece of paper. And then that basically makes it so you don't have to measure, and instead of trying to draw out the perfect circle, I figured out that a penny is the perfect size. It just slips on there just right. You just have to put a little bit of pressure on there and it'll slip on, and paper will kind of slip under, and it's great. So you just stick the penny onto the tape, center the penny onto the tape, and then trace the penny, and then remove the penny and the tape and cut out the little circle. It would help if you had an X-Acto knife. I don't have an X-Acto knife. I have this box cutter knife, and I thought maybe I could get away with trying to do it, but I ended up just poking a hole with a knife and then using scissors to cut out the circle. So now that you have your hole in the center cut out, you're just going to flip your cap over and trace along the other 2 edges and then cut those out if you want to. You don't have to trace them, but I like to have a visual. But once you have that all cut out, you're going to want to secure your paper onto your cap. You can use hot glue, or I've seen some people do Velcro so it can come off, super glue, whatever. Then this is the really easy part, guys. But what I did was I found these sticker strips at Hobby Lobby that are like gems, and it comes in a pack of 4. It's perfect. I just cut them to size and then I line them along all 4 edges of the cap. And then to finish it off, I found these little, I'm not exactly sure what they are. They're jewelry type things. I don't remember what the packaging said, but they just came in this pack of 3, and I thought this one would be really cute with this design, and so I just took this and attached it to the button, and you're done. I mean, how can you resist this? Oh, side note, for this kind of design you really don't have to think about where you're putting your things, but if you're gonna be doing a design where there's words or a date or something like that, a symbol like the rest of them are gonna be, make sure that your design when you flip over your hat is gonna be facing this way. So the flap that goes in front should be at the top when you're decorating your hat. Okay, for this next one, it's more of a personalized design. So basically all I did was take some scrapbook paper that was half metallic and half not and striped, and oh my goodness, I love it. And I cut it to size and cut out the circle. Then I went onto my computer and printed out my name and also 2018, and my plan was to just print out the letters and glue them on, but then I guess my printer's almost out of ink and I didn't have time to deal with that, and so I just took construction paper, black construction paper, and a glue stick and glued the letters white side up so I could see how to cut them onto the construction paper and then just use them as a stencil. And I like to glue them onto the paper versus just holding them just because it's a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about it sliding around, it stays in place. And then I just cut out all the letters and numbers, and then I arranged my letters and numbers to look how I wanted. And then I glued them onto the paper. The hot glue that I used was a kind that I've never used before, and it was kind of stringy, so just make sure it was really stringy. Actually, not kind of, it was really stringy. So just make sure that the whatever adhesive you're using won't get super duper messy, because I feel like this kind of could have been less messy. And then for the middle, when I was at Hobby Lobby, I saw these cute bows, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have a little bow clip at home that I could just take apart and use the bow for the middle of the button. And then I guess I didn't realize how small the bow was, and I couldn't find another bow to use instead, and I didn't want to just leave it plain, and so I thought I'd just show you kind of an idea what it would look like if you put a bow that was a little bit bigger on there that fit the button size better. I think it's still cute. So I just took it apart from the little clip and attached it to the button, and then I got this. Oh, and also, when you're choosing the size of your letters, think about how much space your name's going to take up. My name's kind of long, and so I didn't want the letters to be too big. But if your name's like Amy or something like that, where it's not going to take up nearly as much space, as maybe do your letters just a little bit bigger than I did. Wait, stop. Hold up. I need you to do something for me. I need you to subscribe if you have not, and ring the bell so you can get notified of any future videos like this one. And let's just get back into the video. Okay, this next one's for all my sports girls or / Nike fans. All I did was take a white sparkly piece of paper to make it just a little bit more girly. I mean, you don't have to use sparkles, but I like sparkles if you couldn't tell by now. And cut it to size and cut out the hole, and then attached it to the cap. And then I was still in the pickle of my printer not working, so I just, at that point, I just planned on printing out letters and using them as a stencil versus just sticking them straight on the cap. So I went onto my computer and typed in just did it instead of just do it, just did it, and printed it out and then glued it onto black construction paper, cut it out, the gist of everything I just basically did 5 seconds ago, and then I arranged just did it the way I wanted to. And then I also went onto the computer and found a Nike swoosh sign and printed that out, and then took some pink construction paper to, you know, make it even more girly, and, you know, glued it, cut it out, and then put it right underneath the button and just did it. And then I took one of my charm button things, this one was black, and attached it to the button in the middle, and I got this. And for our final design, I thought it'd be fun to do something more Disney. And then I saw this Tangled theme design, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to recreate this. What I did was I got a glittery purple piece of scrapbook paper, and I cut it to size and cut out the hole. And then I Googled Sun from Tangled clip art, I think is what I Googled, and I found one that I liked. I printed it out. My printer won't let us like print out on construction paper, and that's the only yellow paper I had, and so I just had to print out a normal piece of paper and cut that out and then use that as a stencil. But if you have yellow paper that you can use in your printer, I would just do that, and then you can just flip it over and you won't see the ink on the design. It'll look like you just cut it out freehand. It's kind of tricky to get into all of the lines and stuff and get it to look right. Don't stress too much. It's a sun after all. It's not gonna be perfect. Once I cut out the sun, I didn't know exactly how I wanted to cut the hole for the button in the middle for the sun, and so I decided to glue it on to it where I wanted it to go and try to center it as much as possible, and then flip it over and then trace and cut out the hole. I think I could have done a better job getting it exactly center, but I think it's fine. And then I found these stickers at Hobby Lobby. I was kind of disappointed in them. They didn't really stick to anything, like not even normal paper. I thought maybe it was just like glitter paper. No, they weren't sticky. I ended up using a glue stick to stick them on, but I just laid it out the way that I wanted it. I had on the top corner, it says on to my, and then on the bottom I put new dream. And then for your your button is up to you. You could just cut out more yellow paper and stick it on top to match the size of the button. I wanted to use my gold little charm that I had, but that's it for that one. It's really that simple. How can you like not love this? Isn't it just amazing? Alright guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And comment down below on which one was your favorite. I have a video that you can click on right here and it'll take you to my graduation cap, hairstyles, and hacks video. Or you could just click on this one. This one's awesome too. I love you guys so much and don't ever forget that you are enough. Bye!